Hello guys, welcome to my channel, Veggie Sense. My name is Denise and today I will be sharing with you my go-to breakfast recipes 3 different ways. There's a soy chorizo breakfast burrito, a gluten-free egg omelet, and the classic scrambled tofu egg with the side of breakfast potatoes. With 3 different recipe ideas, I'm sure you'll find one that you really like. And also, before I begin, I would like to thank you for all your support. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking my videos. It really means a lot to me. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. I post vegan recipes every week. Alright, let's begin with the scrambled eggs. I will be using this firm tofu. I really like it over the soft tofu because the soft one gets a little mushy for my taste, and tofu is already soft anyways, and this firm one just keeps its shape better when scrambled. But like with everything, it's a preference thing, so use the one that you feel you'd like best. Here I'm crumbling the tofu with my hands. This will give it that scrambled look, and I know it doesn't look like much now, but it gets better once it's cooking, I promise. Also, something I noticed with firm tofu is that it retains less water, which is why I like it best for this recipe. And here are the seasonings that I will be using to give it that egg flavor. And starting from the left, I have the nutritional yeast. This is an important ingredient because it not only adds color, but it gives it that egg taste. Also, I have salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and turmeric powder because turmeric will also add more of that like egg color, that orange yellow look that we're going for. And off camera, I also added a 1/4 teaspoon of ACHIOTE powder, but if you don't have that, you can always add paprika. And what you want to do is mix everything together, and you can adjust the seasonings now or do it later as it's cooking. I'm now going to set the scrambled tofu egg aside and prepare the breakfast potatoes. I cube them up into bite-sized pieces and begin cooking them on a non-stick pan with the lid on for about 5 minutes. What that did was cook them more than halfway, and as you can see here, they browned a little bit from the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is go in with the seasonings. I have salt, garlic powder, oregano, onion powder, thyme, achiote powder, or paprika, whichever one you have on hand. And I'm gonna add all of these seasonings to the potato and also a bit of oil. I'm using avocado oil. And here I'm just stirring them around. They're cooking over a medium flame. I'm making sure that they're evenly coated with the seasoning and that they're browning nicely on all sides. And once I achieve that look I'm going for and they're cooked all the way through, I'm just gonna turn off the flame and set them aside and begin cooking the tofu egg. Here's my tofu egg, which I'm adding to my non-stick pan over a medium flame. I'm gonna cook it and mix it around, and with my wooden spoon I'm gonna go in and crumble the tofu pieces that are a bit bigger that I missed earlier. And while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna add a little bit of avocado oil, and this is also a good time to season your egg to your taste. Once my tofu egg was cooked all the way, which took about 7 minutes, I then served. Also, I joined the potatoes that I made earlier and I plated them with a side of avocado. I like to eat my eggs with tortillas. Today I was in the mood for flour tortillas and also a drizzle of spicy salsa. And off camera I had ketchup, and I really enjoy eating my eggs like this. I cut up the tortilla in half and make like a taco, I guess, and I add ketchup to it, and I know some people think that's so weird and gross, but I swear it tastes so good. Alright, now on to the second recipe, which is the breakfast burrito. Probably my favorite one, and this one I made with tofu, egg, and soy chorizo. This is a brand of soy chorizo that I used. To be honest, it was okay. I found it a little too sweet for my taste. I still prefer the soy chorizo from Trader Joe's. That one to me is the best tasting one. It tastes closer to the real stuff. I'm going to begin by cooking diced white onion. What I'm doing is really just sauteing it. I'm browning it a little bit, getting it to be a little caramelized. And once I achieve that, I'm gonna add the soy chorizo, and you can add as much soy chorizo as you'd like. And once they have cooked through, I'm gonna mix in the tofu egg. And this is the exact same scrambled tofu egg recipe that I made first. What I did was just split it, and this is the other half, which I added in here. Also, I think this is a good time to remind you that you can really make this recipe your own. When you're sauteing the onions, you can also add other ingredients like red or green bell peppers. I think that would taste amazing in here. You can definitely customize this to your taste. I feel like any other vegetable would go perfect with these two ingredients here, which would be the soy chorizo and the tofu. And all I did here was just adjust the seasonings to my taste. I added black pepper and some chili flakes, and I continued cooking, and this is what it looks like. And now on to the next step. And here I have my warm flour tortilla, to which I'm spreading vegan mayo onto because I really like that creamy taste. You can also add refried beans or fried rice if you have any. What I'm gonna do next is add the egg soy chorizo mix and some of those breakfast potatoes that were made earlier. This is my favorite combination because it's so savory and tasty. Really, it's so good. I highly recommend that you try this. And for more flavor and texture, I'm gonna add diced white onion, diced tomato, some avocado, and cilantro. And of course, roll it up because this is a burrito. So here I am folding it into the shape, and then I'm just gonna cut it in half, and this is what it looks like. It is so, so good. To me, this is such a filling breakfast that it doesn't need a side. I already have the potatoes in here and really all the flavor that you could possibly get from the soy chorizo, and then all the fresh vegetables in here like the diced onion and tomato and avocado that I'm just gonna pair it with an orange. Now on to the last vegan breakfast recipe that I'll be sharing today. This is my egg omelet, and it was surprisingly easy to make and really tasty. To begin, you're gonna need 1 cup of garbanzo flour, and this is great because this is gluten-free, and this is the brand that I used. And also, similar to the scrambled egg recipe, we're gonna use the same seasonings, except more of them. In this case, nutritional yeast. I have a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, plus a little more or less, it really depends on you. Again, you're gonna need salt, onion powder, garlic powder, turmeric for color, a pinch of paprika or achiote, and these ingredients are super necessary because this is what's gonna give that egg flavor to your recipe. In a large bowl, I'm gonna mix all of the dry ingredients with the whisk. Then I'm gonna add 1 cup of plant-based milk, plus a little extra. Also, I'm using almond milk, and if you'd like, you can substitute that for plain water. Continue whisking until you get a pancake batter consistency. That's really what it looks like. It looks like pancake batter. And once it looks smooth like this with no lumps, you want to set it aside and move on to your omelet ingredients or toppings. I am using serrano peppers because I really like my food to be spicy. And so what I'm doing here is just sauteing them in a little bit of oil. Then I'm gonna add diced white onions, also diced tomatoes. Technically, this is a pico de gallo. If you'd like, you could throw in some cilantro, but really you can customize this to your taste. So this is where you could use your favorite toppings. You could add mushrooms to this, spinach. Any combination, I'm sure will taste amazing. I just love this combination because it's fresh and colorful and it's super flavorful. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue sauteing, and once that is ready, I'm just gonna set it aside and then begin cooking the actual egg omelet. Alright, so to my hot non-stick pan, I added a little bit of avocado oil and a few mushroom slices to the bottom. Then I poured the vegan egg batter over them, and I'm just trying to give it a nice shape at this point. I don't want a really thick egg, in quotes. So I'm spreading it out just a bit, and it's cooking, and as it started cooking, I realized it really does remind me of a pancake, but it's different though because this one's savory. But what I mean is you could still see the bubbles, and that's when I kind of had a clue as to when to flip it over. And right about now, it was still slightly wet on top. I added the sauteed toppings. So here goes my sauteed pico de gallo, and what I'm gonna do now is try to flip it, and unfortunately I couldn't do it on camera because it's really hard to cook and record, but I did flip it, and Once it was thoroughly cooked, I plated it, and this is what it looks like. It honestly was really impressive. Like, it looks like an egg and it tasted like an egg. I'm not gonna lie though, it was a little fluffier, so it did remind me of the texture of a pancake, but the flavor was there, so it was pretty eggy, and I really enjoyed it. And I served it with the side of the breakfast potatoes. I sprinkled a little bit of cilantro over them and a little serrano pepper on the side. You can really enjoy this your favorite way. I just went in with my fork, and I also had a corn tortilla on the side, which I was making little tacos out of. And yeah, I really liked it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. It was so fun making this video. If you're in the mood for eggs, you should definitely try them out. They're super tasty and savory, and they might just confuse you into thinking you're eating an actual egg. And although they all tasted amazing, my favorite one was the breakfast burrito because I think it had to do with the potatoes and the soy chorizo. I don't know, but let me know which one was your favorite. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more vegan recipes. Until next time.